And if we're talking about political power and authority over people, we have to have ways to maintain that authority or that power and keep people in line. So we've talked about norms before, and just the expected behaviors in a society. And so in order to maintain those, we have forms of social control. And social controls just help us maintain those norms and keep people functioning within the boundaries of the norms. And so there's different social controls based on state and non-state societies, just because we have different governmental organizations. But then there's also some that are universal. So the universal social controls are socialization, public opinion, and supernatural belief systems. And these are covered in a lot more detail in your book, but I wanted to go over them here for you as well. Socialization is a lot like enculturation, just teaching the rules of the society, and it makes the rules so built into your own personal set of morals and your moral system that you would never think of breaking them. So the example in the book is nudity in public in Western culture, specifically in the U.S. We've been socialized or enculturated, and we've been taught that you don't appear nude in public, that that's private. And it's so ingrained in your morality that even thinking of accidentally being nude in public or seeing someone else nude in public is embarrassing. You're embarrassed for that person. So it becomes so deeply embedded in your personal morality that you would never think of breaking that rule of your culture. There's also public opinion. So this is just what other people think about an act or behavior, or you, if you are the one committing that act or behavior. And so you wouldn't want someone to think badly of you, so you avoid doing those behaviors that cause that kind of negative public opinion. And so this also keeps you in line. Because these rules are built into our morality, going against them creates a negative public opinion, and seeing someone else go against them, you think negatively of that person. So to avoid that negative opinion and that uncomfortable opinion, you're going to stick with what is normal or what is expected. And then there are supernatural belief systems. And so this is just a belief in a force or forces that transcend the natural or observable world. So whether you're thinking that God will react negatively to a specific behavior, or it is a sin, or when Judgment Day comes, you will have to atone for your sins in the Western sense. And there's a lot of other examples of witchcraft or voodoo, or the spirits will react negatively toward you if you break this societal rule. That also helps keep you in line. So these are universal. These happen in state and non-state societies. In small-scale societies, you'll see some other forms of social control: corporate lineages, intermediaries, age organizations, informal courts, and then oaths and ordeals, which often go together. So a corporate lineage is just a kin group whose members often engage in activity together. They control wealth and prestige, so there's some economic aspects, there's some economic control, and then it's a very localized community, so you know everyone in your corporate lineage, so acting negatively or out of the ordinary, you're likely to be found out because everyone knows you and knows who you are, and so there will be repercussions within your corporate lineage, so you don't want to break those rules. Intermediaries work to maintain social control by resolving conflicts. Okay, that's just the mediator, someone who steps in. Sometimes that's the chief, sometimes it's someone who has that very specific role in a society. It could be a therapist, it could be things like that. Age organizations keep groups of people at the same societal level based on age. So you would pass through different societal levels which are related to social status and roles in the society. And you would pass through that with your age group. There are informal courts, which are exactly what they sound like, court systems that are informal. Oaths and ordeals are both in response to when someone's been suspected or convicted of wrongdoing. So an oath is where you're declaring to a god or another power that you are telling the truth, that you didn't commit this act. And then an ordeal is a test that's inflicted upon someone who's suspected of wrongdoing. Usually these are painful or can be life-threatening. And so all of these things kind of keep you in line, whether it's because there's some sort of economic component, or your very close contact with the people in the community, like a corporate lineage, all the way up to declaring to a god that you haven't done anything wrong and having to undergo a test if maybe you're suspected of doing something wrong. That would make you think twice about committing that act. And then we have social controls that exist in state societies, and these are building upon each other. So we're also including some of those ones that exist in small-scale societies, and then also universals. We have courts and laws, and then warfare are the two main ones discussed in the textbook there. So courts and laws, laws are just rules that are going to regulate human behavior. So they're very official, instead of just like, oh, we aren't naked in public. There are actual laws where you can be charged for public indecency because you have engaged in that taboo, or you've broken the rules of the culture. Laws allow for legitimate use of physical coercion. They also have a legal system that allocates this authority or this ability to use legitimate physical coercion, and then they're based on regularity and predictability. So laws have to have kind of these three key components, and that's how they get their structure. And then we've got warfare, and warfare is really generally used to maintain social control of outsiders. So not only are we trying to control people within the society to maintain the norms, but when someone outside of the society, or a large group of people outside the society, violates us in one way or another as a society, we engage in warfare to maintain control of the outsider.